All right, Arden, I'm going to go through some of these, not all of them, but I'll go through a few of these and let you try some of them on your own, these mixture problems here. They're all basically the same idea. So this first one here, we have this 20% hydrochloric acid solution, and then we have 70% hydrochloric acid solution. We're going to mix those together and get 20 ounces of this 50% solution here. So what we're going to do is we're going to call X 20% solution. We'll call Y the 70% solution. So together, when I mix those, I should end up with 20 ounces of the solution. That's what I want to obtain. And then in order to do that, I want to have the percent of the solution, which is the 0.20, times how much of that solution I have, the X value. And then 0.70 is the percent of hydrochloric acid in the second solution times Y, and I want to end up with the 50% solution. So that's 0.50 times the amount of solution which I have, which is 20 ounces is what I want to end up with. So these are our two equations that we need to come up with those amounts there. So this second equation, if I simplify this a little bit first, and this I think is what your teacher is doing there, maybe first rewrite this as the 0.50 times the 20, that'll give you 10. And then we could take that and eliminate the decimals. If you multiply everything there by 10, that will give you an equation of 10 times 0.2 would be 2x. 10 times 0.7 would be 7y, and then 10 times the 10 would give you 100. And then that first equation was this one, x plus y equals 20. And now it's a system of equations, which it sounded like you knew what to do to solve those, you just couldn't get to this point to come up with the equations. So this, I would probably take that second equation there and multiply maybe by -2 to make the x's cancel out. So that first equation would say 2x plus 7y equals 100. Your second equation, if I multiply everything by -2, and then add, the x's would cancel out, you'll have 5y equals 60. And divide both sides by 5, where you get y is 12. So we need 12 ounces of y, which was the 70% solution. And then if I take that and plug that back into, say, the second equation here, I would have x plus y, which was 12, equals 20. So my x would be 8. And that was the number of ounces of the 20% solution. Okay, and like I said, they all kind of follow that same pattern. So I won't do the second one with you. I'll scan these solutions and send them to your mom. But the second one is just like that first one there. So if you want, go ahead and try that one. You can pause the video and then move on there. Let's do then together, we'll do this metallurgy problem here. So we have 2 pounds of an alloy that's 50% silver. We want to melt one metal that's 60% and the other metal that's 40%, and somehow come up with 50%. So really, it's the same idea. The only thing that's different is we're not talking about solutions that we're mixing together. Hold on a second. Here we go. So it's not solutions we're mixing together. It's it's alloys that you're mixing. So X would be the 60% silver metal, and Y would be the 40% silver. Okay, those two together, I want to end up with 2 pounds. Oops, sorry, calibration's a little screwed up here. And then using those percents, the first one, 0.6, the amount of silver, and however much we have of that, and then 0.40, I didn't put zeros with them there, Y, and together I want to end up with 50% silver, and I want to end up with 2 pounds of that. All right, again, that second equation, if you want to multiply those last two values together there, you would get 1. And then also, if you want to get rid of the decimals there, I have one decimal place, so multiply both sides by 10. So that equation will look like 6x plus 4y equals 10. And then my first equation right here, x plus y equals 2. All right, there's your system. We don't have any decimals left. Maybe multiply that second equation by, I'm going to do -4 this time. I usually try to pick the smaller value to eliminate there. So the first equation stays the same. Second equation, if I distribute, would be -4x, -4 times the y minus 4y. -4 times the 2 would be -8. All right, we get 2x equals 2, so x is 1. If I plug that back in up here, we'll get y is 1. So both of those metals, we would need 1 pound of each of those in order to create that. All right, you can try the next one there, the tickets, adult tickets and child tickets. This one's actually a little bit nicer because you don't have any decimals for that one there. Let's maybe do number 6 together then, and you can try and do the other ones and see how you do with those. All right, so number 6, this one looks a little bit daunting here because the numbers are kind of large, but it works out pretty much the same as the other guys did. So you have money invested, $12,000, and part of it's invested at 4% and part is at 2%. So those are 2 different funds there. So 4%, fund, whatever you want to call it there. Y would be the 2% fund. Together, the amount that I put in the one fund plus the amount that I put in the second fund is going to have to add up to the $12,000 total that I have. And then our second equation is going to be how much interest. So you're earning 4% interest and 2% interest on these different funds. So 0.04 is the 4% times the amount of money that I put in that first fund plus 0.02 or 2% of the amount of money that you put in the second one. And that's going to have to give us the $400, I don't know, I put a parentheses there, the $400 of interest. And I don't have to multiply that by any amount there. That's the amount of interest that should add up to. So again, if you wanted to eliminate these decimal places here, if I multiply the second equation, now I have 2 decimal places. I'm going to multiply both sides by 100. That would give me 4x plus 2y is going to equal 40,000. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. So I should have 4 zeros with that answer there. All right, so we have 4x plus 2y equals 40,000. And that first equation back up here, x plus y equals 12,000. There's my system. I'm probably going to multiply that second equation times -2. So that would give me -2x minus 2y equals -24,000. And that first equation is just the same equation, 4x plus 2y equals 40,000. This is what we're adding together. 2x, the y's will cancel out. This will give me 16,000, 24,000 from that 40,000. Divide by 2, we'll get x is 8,000. So $8,000 at the 4% interest rate. If I plug that back into that equation there, we would have y would be the 12,000 minus the 8,000, which would give us $4,000 at the 2% interest rate. So they're really the same idea if you sort of start seeing the patterns to these things here. The number 7, in the book that I took it from, they said you don't need systems for it. I solved it just like I did all the mixture problems there using systems of equations. So, I didn't bother to do it this way. It seemed easier just to keep following that same pattern that we did with the other problems there. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, I'll scan these solutions and send them to your mom, and we can go over any of these things that you have questions on next time we meet.